they produced 3 documents. Job relation, it was called the J program, training within industry. Of course, in the room, we're all familiar with these documents, correct? We've all read them. No, they've been hidden for years. We at Advanced Energy have spent the last 4 years looking for a process to train an army. The second book is called Job Method, and the third is Job Instruction. Job relation, job method, and job instruction. Every job needs a clear method to be trained. Every trainer must train exactly the same. So they came up with this program. Job instruction, in other words, the number of trainers they train. Remember, we're still only talking about 4 years. Only 1,005,170 trainers. Job relations, about 500,000. Job method, 244,773. Union relations, 8,800 and change. Program development, 1,829. For the total certificates that they had issued were 1,750,650. And they did that before the war was over. Does this sound like an aggressive approach? It was a catalyst of need in this nation that drove the most comprehensive quality program that this nation has ever seen. You could take 6,000 people who knew not how to do the job and 400 people who knew not how to do the job, and nor did they know how to supervise people, and take them into this program and come out on the other end with products that would perform. How would you like to go to war with a bullet that's got defects, or a rifle, or so on and so forth? The task was hard before them. I neglected to tell you that I was raised by a major in the Marine Corps. This is my father in World War II. He flew Corsairs in the Pacific. By the Korean conflict, he was flying jets. He was a sheep herder from Jerome, Idaho. Can you imagine going from being a sheep herder to a jet jockey? What do you think it was like being raised by a major in the Marine Corps? Could you come up with one descriptor? You're like maybe disciplined, right? Hard. Well, during the period of time of growing up, I thought it was hard, unreasonable. But I learned over time that the principles that were laid in my life were done from a period of time that was a catalyst that said, if you do something, if it's worth doing, do it right the first time. I can't remember when my father didn't say that. Guess what Mr. Deming said to Japan? We won the war, we annihilated their infrastructure. General MacArthur was given the task to rebuild Japan. And one of the men he hired was Dr. Deming. He also hired Duran. But Deming went to Japan and he told them 2 things. Now, you could buy books written by Deming, and there are volumes and volumes of them. But of all those volumes, the 2 things that he told them that made the major change in Japan was, if you're going to do something, do it right the first time. In 1950, if you bought something from Japan, what was it considered? Junk. And today, the standard by which everything is measured. Everything. They do it right the first time. The second thing that Deming told them was that inspection with the aim of finding bad ones and throwing them out is too late, ineffective, and costly. Quality comes not from inspection, but from the improvement of the process. In the entire shelter industry, what is the number one way we go about assuring quality? Mr. Deming said, you can't inspect quality into a product. There's nothing wrong with inspection. There has to be the right motive behind it. To go and find what's wrong, and that was your task, you have not improved the process. So these are the two things he said to them. So be very slow to judge who did something. Judge what's wrong with the process. Who's the largest builder in Japan? Toyota. They build 5,000 to 7,000 houses a year. They build them in under 45 days. And they put a 60-year warranty on them. Oh, just a small warranty. They came to Texas before they started building houses, and they built 50 houses in Texas with a subsidiary, and they did not use the Toyota production process. They watched Americans build buildings, and they got on their airplane and flew back to Japan. Can you hear in your mind the conversation on the plane? Because you see, the houses they build look like our houses. You can't tell them apart. And they have a 60-year warranty. Guess what is enshrined in glass in the headquarters in Tokyo, Japan, in the Toyota headquarters? When you walk right in the front door, there's something enshrined in glass. TWI, training within industry, because MacArthur took what made us powerful and took it to Japan and gave it to the Japanese to rebuild their infrastructure, to make them one of the most powerful nations in the world and a nation that would produce products right every time. How are they doing? They're doing quite well. They've been at it for 60 years. I would say to you, if you've been watching what I've been presenting, in a very short period of time, we trained Americans. 6,000 a day were showing up. 400 supervisors not knowing how to do the work. We trained them how to do the work and how to be good supervisors to employees. Based in blame-free workplaces, because processes fail more than people. And so enshrined in glass in Toyota headquarters is the American document, TWI. All of us in this room should have it and know it and read it, and we should design our programs to make sure that we come out the other end with buildings that perform. We should not be tolerant of any program, no matter who initiates the program, that is not based in performance, because we do not have a second time. Would you agree? You are the champions. You are the cream. You are the hope.